What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Italjet booth at Eicma 2024, where I get to take a look at a brand new model. This is the Italjet Speedster. So unlike the dragster, this thing is more of a conventional scooter, but they couldn't leave the design alone, so they had to go all out. Let's take a look at the spec sheet. We have it right here, so you can get it in either 125cc or 200cc form. It has 12.5 horsepower or 17.5 horsepower, 10.5 newton meters of torque, 15.5 newton meters of torque. Prices starting at just under 4,000 euros, which is a big deal for an Italjet. It's a big deal. This price is quite accessible for a scooter like this. Main difference from the dragster to the speedster, we now have a conventional fork on the front. So gone is the wacky suspension. We have it right here. Gone is the wacky suspension, front suspension, and front steering of the dragster model. And in its place, we get a conventional fork that's reminiscent of any other scooter. So the frame has to be completely different because it has a completely different front suspension, so the frame has to be completely different. But that doesn't mean it isn't special. You still have lights in the lever guards for turn signal indicators. The front headlights are still extremely aggressive. You still have canards, I think these are called, for aerodynamics here. Everything is nicely sculpted and very aggressively designed. It's just something special. It's definitely a head turner. The side view does look a little bit like a conventional scooter. So let me see if I can get you guys in a little bit closer. So you do have an almost flat floor, normal floorboards, still some aggressive designs on the back there. Keyless system, digital display of course, beautiful handlebar. The seat again, very interesting. It looks like a sport bike seat. Krapovich exhaust on this one. Coming around to the back, it looks a little bit more conventional. Still, they try to make the design as aggressively as possible, but it does look a little bit more conventional. It probably has an even bigger underseat storage than the dragster. This is kind of the Italjet scooter that actually you might want to take it to the shops every now and then because you can actually carry some stuff with it. But the design elements of Italjet are still there. I mean, it's still extremely aggressive. Passenger comfort, yeah, what passenger comfort? The side stand is still the same beautifully designed side stand. So, yeah, it's not boring, okay? So they've tried to make it a little bit more practical, but it's definitely not boring. Rear suspension, it still has this interesting rear suspension that I know from Sim that use something similar like this on the ADX 125 and the MMBCU or the DRGE. This suspension is much more efficient than the twin shocks on regular scooters. So I love to see that they kept that rear suspension from the dragster, or actually similar. But yeah, a more grown-up version for if the dragster you put in your garage right next to something like a Ducati sport bike, this thing would sit very nicely right next to a multistrada. So depends what kind of Ducati bike you have, you can add the correct scooter as a pair. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that has been my coverage of the Italjet Speedster from Eicma 2024, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!